100% Chelsea. Chelsea 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0. 3-0. So that's 3 goals, clean sheet. Hudson-Odoi scores. I guess that's a big thing. Willian gets 2. It's been a pretty decent day at the office. What are your thoughts on it?
It was pretty easy, wasn't it? Like,
was it?
Sheffield Wednesday didn't offer a lot, did they? They didn't offer a lot.
They didn't, but we didn't exactly offer a lot either.
We didn't need to, did we? Like, we scored 3, but we didn't have to offer a lot. Like, Hazard wasn't on the bench. We didn't have to offer a lot. Hudson-Odoi was our best player, obviously. Like, every time, like, they looked for Hudson-Odoi because they were confident in him attacking the defence, because he would guide the defence, and he got the goal that he deserved. And the thing about his handing a transfer request, it's absolutely bullshit. Because would he hand through a transfer request and then start tonight? Would Sarri start Hudson-Odoi if he handed in a transfer request?
To be honest, the way he went around the pitch at the end, basically clapping each corner, shirt off, very slow, last person off the pitch. To me, that shows signs of potentially leaving. If he is leaving, and maybe that was why he played, he was given that 90 minutes as that opportunity to say thank you, goodbye. Look, I mean, for me personally, with Hudson-Odoi, if he's handing that transfer request, he doesn't want to play.
That's fair play to him,
exactly, yeah.
Because we've treated him so poorly. Poorly. Honestly, he should be starting ahead of Willian, 100%.
But
with Hazard and Higuain.
Yeah, I mean, to play devil's advocate, though, I agree with everything you're saying. Do you think that as an 18-year-old, I mean, Wayne Rooney, we can use as an argument, Michael Owen, but these are players which...
But look at those players. Look at Michael Owen. Look at Wilshere. Look at Oxlade-Chamberlain. Look at Walcott. They all had injuries later on in their career. We've got to nurture these players. This is what I'm saying. For 2 years, I would rather, if the board came out and the club came out and said, look, for 2 years, we're not going to focus on winning a trophy. But for 2 years, we're going to focus on being a top 6 team. European League Champions League, whatever it is. But for 2 years, we're going to focus on getting these youth players through.
Would they take us to that next level? Or do you think
of course.
Just using those youth players would do that?
If we had Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount, Hudson-Odoi, Reece, Ampadu, Christensen, all coming through, Suma, who's out on loan. We had all these players coming through in the next 2-3 years. I mean, look, we're not going to win a trophy. We're not going to focus. Like, if we win a trophy, great. But in the next 2 years, we're not going to focus on winning a trophy. We're going to be focusing on being in the top 6 team.
When Arsenal did that.
But after that, after that, we're going to get all these, like the 18 between 22. In 2 years, there'll be 20 between 24. They will be coming up to their prime. And that's when they'll be at their best.
We need to change that from top 6 to top 4.
Exactly. But we've got to be a top 6 team.
No, but I understand what you're saying, and I agree with all of it.
We've got to change our philosophy of time.
Yeah.
Like, if you had a business and it was working for 15 years, but the environment changed, where you had the Premier League's changed from where we had Abramovich coming in. We were able to buy instant success. Yeah, we were able to buy players in to get us trophies and whatever. But the Premier League's changed completely.
Yeah.
Like, look at Klopp, look at Pep, look at Poch.
Managed, they've all spent money. Maybe not Poch, but
yeah.
Pep. The thing I understand what you're saying. What I'm trying to say is they haven't just nurtured youth players to do that. They've brought in players.
Of course, but what I'm saying, you bring those final players in as the final piece of the jigsaw. You build them around the players that you're coming through. Because if we sell Hudson-Odoi, it gives reason for Mason Mount to leave. It gives a reason for Reece to leave. It gives reasons for other youth players to go, I'm not signing for Chelsea. I'm not getting in the first team. What would I want to sell for Chelsea for?
But what's going to make Chelsea change their policy? What will make them do it? Because they're not. Have you seen?
Change our philosophy.
No, but what is going to make them do it? Because like I keep saying, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. But realistically, Chelsea right now, top 4, pushing the Premier League, still in all 4 competitions. Yeah, no, but they're still the way they're going to look at it. They're not going to look at the way we're seeing it, saying we want to see the next player come through. You know, John Terry was the last sustainable one. All still in all 4 competitions, still generating revenue, still making profit. That's how, like you're saying, the Premier League's changed. That's how clubs operate now. What's going to make them change that philosophy?
Because apparently Chelsea are self-efficient now. Are self-efficient because how many youth projects we sell. Nathan Ake, Van Aanholt, who else? Chaloba.
De Bruyne, Lukaku, Salah.
We've all sold them. and we're self-efficient. But until those players go, youth players go, I'm not signing for Chelsea, I'm not going to make the first team, why am I going to sign for them? I'd rather sign for Man City, or Liverpool, or Man United, who will have a better opportunity getting into the first team. Because all three of them are pushing, Trent, Robertson.
Robertson they bought from Hull.
Yeah, but still, he's youngster.
Yeah, but that you're saying blood youngsters and bring them through, but they've literally gone and bought Andrew Robertson.
How much, Roy?
It was like 30 odd million, I think, 40 million.
So
Trent Alexander-Arnold, yeah, obviously he's a prime example.
Obviously, Man City brought through. They brought Jesus, but they brought him for the future. Liverpool brought Robertson for the future. We're not buying youngsters for the future. We're buying 27-year-olds. But we've got the best academy. Like Tammy Abraham, he can make it at Chelsea, but we're not giving him the chances.
Do you think maybe that's also down to maybe potentially he was given a chance at Swansea? Understandably, Swansea's a different club, so they were struggling last year without Sigurdsson, but
they're not making the chances for him.
No, but
at Chelsea, he needs a bulk up. 100% he needs a bulk up. But at Chelsea, he would have the chances that he's having in the Championship. 100%. He's the top goal scorer in the Championship. He was top goal scorer for Bristol. He's now top goal scorer for Aston Villa.
So what does he need to do to make the next step?
He's got to bulk up, and we've got to give him the confidence that, look, we're going to bring in someone else, even if we keep Higuain, and go, look, you and Higuain have got to battle for that first starting spot as a striker. And Higuain will take the pressure off Tammy. He will take the pressure off. Because look at when Rashford was coming through, he had Rooney there. Rashford didn't have the pressure to score the goals, Rooney did. But you've got to have that striker that will take the pressure off these youth players coming through. Do you see what I mean?
And even worse than that, Rashford's had less pressure on him, also because when Rooney left, he then had the likes of Martial and the backup to it.
Yeah. Exactly. So you've got to have those players, those top quality players, to go around these youth projects to take the pressure off them.
Yeah, but that's taking the pressure off. But then you were talking about building a squad, starting these youth players, building these older players in to fit that system. But now you've gone and said, well, Rashford wasn't a starter. He had Martial, Lukaku, he had these Rooney, he had other players to take the pressure, but he wasn't starting.
When Rashford started, Martial wasn't there. Rooney was.
Yeah, he was.
It's like your best example was tonight.
No, he weren't.
Your best example was tonight in the Chelsea game. We brought in Higuain, it's his first game. Then the whole Chelsea team, William was brilliant. William was running that left wing. Hudson-Odoi was brilliant. He was running the right wing. But in their heads, they're forgetting they've got a number 9 up top. And it's almost like they forgot that. So every time they get the ball, run forward, give it to Barkley, they're going back again.
Do you think it's just a case of they're so used to having 10 men on the pitch with the other Morata around?
We tried so hard to force the false 9 with Hazard, and it didn't work. But yet Sarri he tries to continue that, and it doesn't work. And every Chelsea fan knows it. Like, you'll probably say it yourself. Every Chelsea fan knows it. They can't appreciate that we've now got a number 9 that we can rely on. Put the ball into exactly. See.
How many chances did Higuain have tonight? He had 2.
I thought he only had
He
one.
had 1 in the first half, 1 in the second half, and then he got subbed. Maybe to save him for Bournemouth, which is fair enough. But he only had 2 chances on it because he weren't given the ball enough. Whether Sheffield Wednesday go, look, they got a new striker. Whether they got a new striker and then go, look, we're going to have to mark him out of the game because he's going to want to make an impact.
Yeah, but he's only been here for 25 minutes.
Exactly. He's only been in 5 or 6 days. So whether Sheffield Wednesday go, look, he's going to want to make an impact, we mark him out of the game. How many times did he go and get the ball and he had someone on him?
Every time.
Higuain is a Chelsea player now. I will get behind him, but I didn't want him as a Chelsea player. I wanted someone who was younger.
Do you know what? What you're saying is 50-50. 50% of Chelsea players, fans wanted him here, 50% didn't. I was actually one of the 50% that did want him here, right? But based on what you're saying, I think it's similar in a way that, as I say, they almost played like they forgot they had the number 9 there. Yeah. But at the same time, he only had 1 real chance tonight. Some people say 2, but I think the second one was a half chance. Yeah. If he got the chance for that first chance, and if they actually turned around and went, wow, we've got a number 9, let's put the ball into him, give it to him, see what he can do.
Yeah. Is that sorry ball though?
I would get behind.
I use that because it's not.
Yeah, granted, but at the same time, it's like, for me, if I was playing for Chelsea, I would put the ball into him and say, right, we've just signed you, show us what you can do. You do it. Put the ball into his feet, let him turn, let him Do you know what I mean?
But every time he got the ball into his feet, there's a player on him.
Yeah.
Whether that was Sheffield Wednesday's tactics to mark Higuain out of the game and take him out of the game completely, we don't know. But that's
Sheffield Wednesday, if I give them one thing tonight, they're defending.
well.
They prepared
Even
very
though
well
it's 3-3.
in terms of defending. Don't get me wrong, they're attacking. They had a great attacking team out tonight.
They're
But
boys.
at the same time, they just couldn't compare with Chelsea defence, right? But I'll give them that.
That third goal was so easy from Willian.
Their defence, you got to give them that. They were positioned well. More of the time, because we were playing such boring football, which I don't like to say, we were holding back too much, not putting it into the dangerous areas so much. More of the time, I was looking at their defence. I was seeing where they were placed, and they were perfect.
The way we go forward from here is against Bournemouth on Wednesday. If Higuain starts, if he gets a goal, fair enough. But if he doesn't even get a chance or two, then it's like, what do we do next?
But
That is where we go
as
from
Chelsea
there.
fans, we've all got to accept it is a lot of pressure on him. It's his first game. He comes to this club 2.5 days ago. He arrived in London. He's had one at a push 2 Chelsea training days, right? He's come in. He's looked impressive. I've seen his training days online. Seen how he's putting goals in non-stop. But on the pitch is a different game. He didn't get the play that he needed to play.
Mariah's proud of his uncle of doing it in the training ground.
But I don't think Hudson-Odoi wants to go, because why would Chelsea and Hudson-Odoi post it on social media after that report came out? That's all I'm saying.
We can only guess, mate.